Hi everyone. I know I don't often talk on here a lot in relation to Year 12 students and people finishing school, but the reality is the impact that coronavirus is having on our Year 12 students is quite significant, and I just want to acknowledge the challenges that for many of you that are watching this video perhaps are facing, the uncertainty, the confusion, the stress, the worry. I just want to recognise that for you each. For myself, I have worked with hundreds and hundreds of Year 12 students, Year 11, Year 12, those transitioning out of school. So I just want to give you some, encouragement and hopefully some reassurance that you are going to be okay. In my background, working with elite and professional athletes and also working with young people who have a cancer diagnosis, I have seen and worked firsthand with students who have significant barriers in order for them to complete Year 12. For many athletes, they're missing over 200 days of school a year and trying to navigate studying from all around the world amongst juggling their full-time training commitments and competitions. Working with young people who have a cancer diagnosis, a diagnosis coming in Year 12 where that has completely caught them off guard, unexpected, and no doubt you could only imagine the impact emotionally that that might have on young people. Yet for both athletes and those young people with cancer diagnoses, their value and the importance of them wanting to complete Year 12 was quite significant. So I would work with them to navigate that process. For many of them, they had to let go of the dream that they had to complete their ATAR. But by working with me, we helped work through a process of discovering of how they were still able to achieve their dreams and their goals for post-school. It wasn't that they weren't able to achieve what they were set out for, but the path of how they did that would be a little bit different. I know the coronavirus is a completely different set of circumstances to the two, groups of young people that I've worked with. But the barrier to you being able to complete your Year 12, how you planned it, is quite different. But I want you to know that it is possible. It is possible when you are not in school attendance. It is possible to get into the TAFE or university or career choice that you want without completing Year 12 as you had planned. There are so many pathways, and I want to encourage you that, I'm not going to say to you that your ATAR isn't important, because I know that it is to you. I'm not going to say that, don't worry about the grades, you'll forget about it in a year's time. And even if that might be true, I know for you right now, completing your ATAR is quite significant, and it is a really big dream that you have worked so hard to achieve. So stick at it, stay engaged, stay trying your hardest. But I want to encourage you that as data shows that 26% of people who are at university enter university through their ATAR marks. Once you get into university, there are so many options. To get into university, there are so many pathway options. So please do not think that there is only one way to get into university. Please do not think that there is only one path for you to achieve what you want to do. I would love to share with you different ways that you can navigate that, but I'll just give you a couple of examples just so you know that there are options. Say you want to do a Bachelor of Exercise Science or a Bachelor of Chemistry, and you don't get the ATAR that you need for that course. Perhaps you can enter through an Applied Science degree. That is a general science degree, but in your first year, you can complete every single subject that you would have been doing in a Bachelor of Chemistry or Bachelor of Exercise Science degree. And then once you've completed that year and your grades are sufficient, because you've applied yourself, you will be able to maintain those grades. You then just transfer over into the degree. No one would ever know any different. You can enter university through other pathway options, through portfolio entries, and a lot of universities are now moving towards this because they realise to achieve well in university, it's more than just getting a good ATAR. They look at you as a whole person. They look at your extracurricular activities. They look at your leadership skills, your transferable skills that you've developed from everything beyond not just school, but what are all of those other things that you're engaged with? Your working, your casual employment, your leadership in the debating team or your sporting commitments. They will look at all of that and assess your eligibility on that as well. And the other thing to know is that once you've completed school and you start applying for jobs, you will never be asked in a job interview what your ATAR is. I know that is important to you because it is a reflection to you of how you have completed Year 12. But even in that, it is really going to be varied based on the subjects that you do. But an employer and a university are more interested in those transferable skills. How do you communicate? Can you communicate well? How do you work well under pressure? How adaptable are you? How do you go following directions? How are you working independently? So I want you to think about this year and the challenges and the obstacles you're facing right now. All of the skills that you are developing are experiences and examples that you can present to an employer of how you've been able to manage this time while still achieving what you want to do. Recognizing that being adaptable is part of a healthy work ethic, and just being able to adapt to the changing nature that is happening around you that is beyond your control. So I encourage you, by all means, study, apply yourself, and adapt to what is going on. Because I know that you achieving great success in your ATAR will really bring satisfaction to you. But I want you to also look at the big picture. I want you to know that regardless of what your ATAR is, you will be able to do what you want to do. I'm not going to speak specifically because every single individual will have different circumstances and different course options that they're thinking of, but I want you to know there are options, and it most likely won't even take extra time to what you had planned. It's not going to be taking you off course, but if anything, it's going to teach you skills that are going to be gold for you moving forward when you apply for jobs, enter the workforce, and how you apply yourself to university in itself. Being able to now work and be adaptable now, being able to get on with your work isolated by yourself are the very skills that are going to help you be the best student and do the best of your ability at university. So please, if you do have specific questions, please reach out to me. I am more than happy to chat you through, but I just want this video to encourage you that don't give up, keep trying your best, but also be aware that there are so many ways to navigate this process. And there are so many people at university who have overcome missing significant times of school, experiencing significant barriers. And if they're able to continue and engage in uni and do well at uni and further than that, then I have no doubt that you can too. So take care. I am thinking of you, and I know that whatever you put your heart and mind to, you are going to succeed and become a better person because of it. Take care.